Welcome back to the technical charts section. So we are going to be looking at the US dollar index, which shows whether the US dollar was weakening or strengthening. So this morning, at about 4 plus 5, 9 o'clock this morning, the US dollar strengthened a little bit. So more importantly, let us have a look and see what happened to the US dollar yesterday. In the morning session, we can see that it's very quiet, okay, until about this candle, this H1 candle. So on this candle at 1000 hours plus 5, if you're in Singapore or Malaysia, this is 15. So 15 is at 3 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. The US dollar starts to strengthen a little bit, okay. However, just a little bit, then after that it starts to go down all the way from 100.075 to a low of 99.57. Okay, so it started to weaken at about 11 plus 5, 16, 4 p.m. all the way until 15 plus 5, 20, which is 8 p.m. And it started to strengthen back after Mr. Jerome Powell took to the stage and presented his speech at 9 p.m. local Singapore time. Okay, so 4 p.m. dollar weakened, 9 p.m. dollar strengthened. So when we look at currencies such as the pound dollar, we can see that the UK pound was moving up, strengthening as early as 3 plus 5, 8 a.m. Okay, it starts to go up from 1.2249 all the way to a high of 1.2339. Okay, so again, this is as the US dollar was weakening. We can see the UK pound strengthening. Okay, so yesterday during the live webinar, we were analyzing the UK pound like this, having touched support at these levels. Okay, and of course we were looking for the UK pound having touched a H4 support on the H4 chart. Yesterday it was starting to form the beginning of a uptrend. Okay, so it was around this level, and yesterday at about this was the candle at about 9 plus 5, 2 p.m. When the webinar started, we took a buy trade yesterday. Okay, at about this point, okay, at about 1.2285. Okay, it's not the ideal entry price, but it was still on a bullish trend. And for the next few hours, we can see that it moved to a high of about 1.2300. Then it went back to a low of 1.2264. However, it didn't break this uptrend line. Okay, so every time it came down, it was just testing the line, and towards at about 14 plus 5, 19, which is 7 p.m. It goes up all the way to the high of 1.2339. Okay, then it went quiet for a while before Jerome Powell took to the stage, and his comments strengthened the US dollar, as he mentioned that the US Federal Reserve is not considering negative interest rates. So those comments itself strengthened the US dollar from 9 p.m. onwards until the close of the session and until this morning. Okay, so we can see the UK pound moving down all the way, and of course once it tests this line again or breaks this line, it is no longer bullish. Okay, so actually if you are more aware, as early as this 8 p.m., just 1 hour before he speaks, there is some indication that it could be going down already rather than going up. However, if you follow pure support and resistance, you'll be only selling after it breaks this bullish trend line. Okay, so it breaks the bullish trend line and it goes down a further 60 pips. Okay, so but in terms of the whole move, it came down from a high of 1.2326 all the way until 1.2208. So this is about 117 pips movement down. Okay, so these are the cycles. Afternoon, US dollar weakens, 9 p.m. US dollar strengthens, UK pound 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. It strengthens as the US dollar weakens, goes up total of 86 pips, and after 9 p.m. as the US dollar strengthens, the UK pound weakens 110 pips. Okay, so similar story to the euro dollar. Throughout the morning session it was pretty quiet. Then at about this is the 1100, the euro dollar spiked up, moved up from 1.0833 all the way to a high of 1.0895. So this is a 62 pip move, and it started to come down also at about 1600. The time below +5 is 21, which is 9 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time, just when Mr. Jerome Powell started to speak. And again, as the US dollar strengthened, the euro weakened. Okay, weakened to a low of 1.0813. It's 82 pips moved down. Okay, so this is what happened yesterday, and this is how we analyze the market during 2 to 4 p.m. and during 7 to 9 p.m. Okay, so for those of you who are on the live market webinar, so this is what happened. So the morning cycle and the afternoon cycle for the UK pound was bullish. However, the evening cycle, the UK pound was bearish. And it's another tip. When you go to the H4 chart, this is what you see. Okay, when you go to the H4 chart, you'll be connecting these dots to these dots. Okay, which is this dot to this dot, which is this resistance from a dynamic trend line point of view. And we go back to the H1, this was the resistance. Okay, so as early as 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. If you knew what was happening in terms of the momentum up and potentially the trend about to go down, this is one of the indicators that can show you that there's a high chance of a reversal to go down. Okay, and of course you can even look at the D1 chart. There's room to go down further. So of course there's a few more tricks up the sleeve, but we'll share it as we move along the videos the next few days. Okay, so this was for the UK pound, the euro, and the US dollar. Gold price wise, yesterday we were looking at it at about 2 p.m. again. Gold price has been very quiet. So at about 2 p.m. yesterday, it was about here. Okay, so yesterday I was actually first of all, gold prices was or is still trading in a triangle. Okay, triangle over here. So here we go on the daily chart. So it's beginning to test the upper limits of this triangle. However, as you can see, it's finding some resistance. So from this morning's high, it came back down to 1,712 US dollars. So from this morning's high over here, okay, of 1,719 US dollars, it came back down. And yesterday when we were looking at the markets, it was at about 2 p.m. Okay, it was about 2 p.m. So it was roughly about here. So at this price, I was forecasting the gold prices to go down. It did go down, but not a lot. It just went down by about $5.70, and it was well supported at this support over here. As you can see, all the candles are resting above this line at 1,701, and just at about 6 p.m. over here. Okay, the time below 1300 plus 5 is 18. 6 p.m. gold prices moved up from 1,701 US dollars and starts to go up all the way to 1,717 US dollars. Okay, so as Mr. Jerome Powell spoke at 9 p.m., the price came down to a low of 1,702 and slowly stabilized and continued its bullish momentum. Okay, so that was for gold price yesterday. Again, it's still trading within a range, over here. Okay, when you go to the H4, Okay, you can see that this dip here would be around this level. Okay, and on the D1 again is still trading within that triangle. We're gonna see how gold prices react at about 2 p.m. and also towards 7 to 9 p.m. before tonight's unemployment claims data coming out at 8:30 p.m. Okay, so oil prices also moved down after Mr. Jerome Powell spoke. Oh yeah, by the way, many of you may be wondering, US dollar strengthened at 9 p.m. onwards. So usually the correlation is as the US dollar strengthens, the gold prices should go down. So before number one, before the US dollar strengthened, we can see that gold prices also moved up from 6 p.m. onwards as the US dollar was weakening. However, at 9 p.m. as the US dollar strengthened, how come the gold prices? Yes, initially it came down first, and then it went back up again. Okay, possibly this could be due to comments by Mr. Jerome Powell. Although they are not going to consider negative interest rates, he also commented that the US economy may require 3 to 6 months or even longer before stabilizing and recovering. Okay, so in other words, his economic outlook was pretty negative, and that is one of the reasons why gold prices went up. Okay, that is in terms of fundamental and news, but in terms of technical data, there is also another way to understand this move up. Okay, but again, it's kind of lengthy to explain here. Just understand that that is one of the main reasons why, as the US dollar strengthened, gold prices also kept going up because of the negative outlook on the economy. Okay, so yeah, again, oil prices, as Mr. Jerome Powell spoke regarding the negative outlook of the economy, we can see oil prices also coming down from 26.88 US dollars to a low of 25.19 US dollars. Okay, so S&P 500 also reacted negatively to Mr. Jerome Powell's comments as early as 8 p.m. Okay, before that, the S&P 500 was going up in the morning and afternoon sessions, and as he started to speak at about 9 p.m. okay, we can see the S&P 500 pulling back down also. Okay, so again, the event of Mr. Jerome Powell speaking has a huge impact on the markets. Okay, so let's just watch out for today's events. Towards the afternoon session, it's pretty quiet, but at 8:30 p.m. onwards, we're gonna have unemployment claims data. So you guys can stand by on the markets from 7 to 9 p.m. So I hope you guys have a good understanding, and for those who attended the webinar yesterday, it's always nice and fun to have live market webinars. If you like it, just put in the comments that you would like to attend more live sessions, and we will try to arrange more live market sessions together. Okay, so I hope you have a good day ahead, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.